Don't forget to give it a thumbs up.
Hey, Fat Puppy here, and welcome to my outdoor studio. Now, something I've been thinking about. One neat thing about being Catholic. Now, this, by the way, video does not just apply to Catholics. It's for everybody who calls himself a follower of Jesus. So I just want to warn you, this is not particularly a Catholic video. But the good thing about being Catholic is that they've had about 2,000 years to figure some things out. And they've had some really intellectual people in the church to help figure some things out to the intellect. For a person like myself, and I don't claim to be the smartest person in the world, but I am somewhat of a deep thinker, and I ask why a lot, and it can sometimes get me in trouble with some people. But I always ask why. Why is this? So the question being, what makes sin sin? Why is sin bad? So first off, in one of the small books of John, maybe 1st or 2nd John, it says that sin is the transgression of the law. Plain and simple, that's what sin is. But now the question is, why is it bad? Why is transgressing the law bad? Why is the law necessary? Well, how about this? In creation, God, if you read the creation account, you find out that God brought order out of chaos. That there was utter chaos, and He brought order to the chaos. By the way, He does the same for the person who will follow Him. He brings order to your life. Maybe your outside circumstances may not be very orderly, but right here, it's all in order. We have no reason to worry or to fret. God does not give us a spirit of fear. And any fear that you have, you need to set that aside. That's not from God. You need to pray. So basically, in what's contained in the law, I mean, there's all kind of different types of laws. There's food laws, dietary laws, sex laws. There's just all kind of laws. If you read through the New Testament, particularly Leviticus, there's an order in which God lays things out. He says, do it this way, don't do it any other way. Do this next, don't do it any other way. Then he's talking about building the temple. He said, put statues of angels in there, beautiful pomegranates. He told what kind of cloth to use. All of this He did in a certain order. If you think about it, our body is made the same way. Our physical capabilities and the way our heart beats and even our eyes and the way the eyes work and the nervous system, it's all in a certain order. The master clockmaker has made us. A good example of something being out of order would be cancer. My understanding is that cancer, tumors, are really just over-reproducing cells. You know, the cells that are in our body, they're over-reproducing, they make a tumor. And that's what cancer is. That is an example of disorder. So what is sin? Sin is disorder. God sits down in order, and then sin is disorder. Sin interrupts the order. And there are always going to be something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. The word's not come to me, sorry. It's just not going to be good. Sometimes it's small things and there'll be small problems. Sometimes it's big things and there's big problems. Let's look at sex. Okay, let's look at that. He says don't fornicate. Well, I mean, why? Why can I have fun with whoever I want to have fun with? Well, because God created sex to be sacred and holy. We're not animals in the sense of animals. I don't know how. We're not basic. We're high spiritual beings. We're not dogs. We're people. God created sex, and He said, go and be fruitful and multiply. There is the order right there. Okay? It's the bond of marriage. It strengthens the bond of marriage, helps reproduce. So what happens when you decide you want to disobey this order and get into disorder? All kind of things. You can get pregnant and end up being by a person you really don't care for. Unwanted pregnancy can cause a host of issues, and that is assuming you don't kill the baby. There are psychological issues on the people involved. What about adultery? Same thing. You're breaking vows. Vows, promises. You're breaking promises. If you think you're not going to be caught, you almost always are. You almost always are. So disorder causes problems. And I guess in the very basic way of putting this is that if God is the God of order, then disorder opposes the very nature of God, because God is a God of order. And sin is disorder. And see, this is something I learned being a Catholic. It's a word they talk about all the time, disorder. He has disordered affections when they're talking about homosexuality. Disordered, well, let's talk about eating. Eating's good. You got to eat. I mean, that's how you survive. You got to eat. However, you can twist that. By the way, wicked is a wick that's been twisted, okay? It's a light that's been twisted, and it's not what it originally was. Anyway, eating. We all like to eat. But what happens if you eat too much? Heart issues, diabetes, weight issues. What you've done is you've thrown disorder into the order and caused disorder. That's what you've done. And there's, I don't know, there's a host of other things that you could probably think of. As a matter of fact, leave them down in the comments below. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Again, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you've not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts, like I said, put them down below. And y'all have a wonderfully blessed day.
And don't forget to subscribe.
And when you subscribe, there will be a bell that will show up on the right-hand side of the screen. Hit that and you'll get notified every time I upload a video. Thank you.